Welcome to Behind the Design with the East Tennessee Community Design Center, where we showcase local talent to take a deep dive into all things design, history, community planning, and more. Stay tuned to learn something new.
The Community Collaborative is a focused effort between multiple organizations on the challenges facing our communities. Through community input, firms, student groups, and more are able to create designs that match an area's needs.
For 2022, the focus of the Community Collaborative was Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. We held a community input session to determine what residents wanted to see revitalized along the street. Input from the Alliance House's Diasi Dingus is largely shaping the vision for the future of East Knoxville.
Well, our project is not to come in and spark economic development from 30,000 feet, but to spark a healthy reconnection in the community at eye level. We want more traffic calming devices in the community. And the survey that we put out spoke to that. We want to have bike lanes put in. And we're trying to reconnect Black residents to biking. That's really never been a big piece in minority communities, and more people of color are beginning to get out and bike. And so we want to make sure that these areas are safe to bike in.
Bike lanes are important across all of our city and county. But along the Martin Luther King corridor, we recognize that among the 8,000 residents, that 1 in 4 don't have access to a car. And among those people who are working, 16% have to take alternative transportation. A bike lane gives them one more option to connect with downtown, where they may work, or even going to Chehaui Park and the zoo.
We want to be able to walk up and down MLK, and for the elderly, we're going to need new curb cuts for wheelchairs and walkers and things of that nature. So we're looking at the city to pitch in and help along with that. And we want to be able to put some signage up and new lighting in the area and really just make the area friendly for those people that are walking in the area, the people that are visiting MLK, and people that are surely using it for biking between downtown and Burlington and anywhere else in the community.
Building on the community's input, we created preliminary designs for development along Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. We then invited 6 local architecture firms to participate in an in-house design charrette. The 4 teams considered a city-owned parcel in the 5 Points area for development.
Our proposal provides opportunities for commercial spaces that face the street, so you've got that high connectivity with pedestrian and public transit, but also by adding the public parking in the back, then you can still bring in people that maybe want to, visit those retail spaces. And then on the back side, adding the housing element, you've got residents immediately on site, but also we're meeting that need of the community of increasing the affordable housing opportunities.
The defining characteristic of our response is the fact that we attempted to listen and reflect the needs of the community. We are leveraging aspects of the building to incorporate community art. We are incorporating work from an important Knoxville artist, Buford Delaney, a modernist painter, and we are inserting works of his art at important moments around the building.
Our proposal aims to build on the idea of community input and values. It's the culmination of a community space that can be used by local residents or residents on the site. There's a community garden space and a pavilion that aims to highlight local artists and cater to events.
Our proposal along MLK is twofold. The first is commercial frontage, and then the second part is accessibility and basically making sure that we have all those different avenues and ways for the community to touch this development, for this development to reach out.
Our approach here was to allow flexibility in the way this might come to fruition, to allow it to change as the conditions change, as the needs change, and really plug into what the community is needing, because that also changes over time.
We think the flexibility of the design is really the defining characteristic. It's not one big building, it's not one thing, it's pieces and parts that come together to create this unified space.
Thank you for watching this episode of Behind the Design. Visit our website today to get involved with the Design Center. We'll see you next time.